Hello, gorgeous! Here are elegant and tasteful gifts for mom under $50. Give this a like so more people can find this and spoil their mothers or mother figures in their life. If you're also looking for a luxury gift guide, I'll have that linked below and it will take you to my blog. The first thing is a pop-up card. Why a pop-up card? Why not a regular card? It's because if you don't have a lot of money, then that's a great way to show her that you care if you can't afford flowers, because there are many pop-up cards that I will have linked below, and what to write in a Mother's Day card also linked below. It's super easy and you'll impress her with making her think that you totally know Shakespeare when the truth is you just copy pasted what Gia said. A pop-up card also is a great way to show mom that you're gonna spoil her for the rest of the day when you do see her and plan on taking her to an experience. Say for example, if you're taking her to the spa, taking her away for the weekend or a restaurant or an afternoon tea, simply spending the day with you at home and making her brunch, you can open up the ceremony for the day by giving her a card. Next is a photo frame. If you have a sentimental mom, this is the greatest gift in the world. I'll have a couple linked below that are particularly stunning. If she has a desk or works a 9-to-5, sits in an office, she can look at a photo of you, make sure that you have a photo of yourself or your family or your siblings, just you guys. She will remind herself that this is why I am motivated to work, to show up to work, this is what I'm doing this for. Or if you live far away, if you're a student, or if you're in another state, another country, then you can show her that, hey, I'm not that far away because you have this photo of me. Next is a moleskin journal. So I say moleschina because it's Italian. And when I was in Italy, there were so many moleskin journals everywhere. So I think this is a great gift outside of scrapbooking. In case your mom is not a scrapbooker, Pinterest person before Pinterest existed, moleskin journals are an even more cathartic version of a card. You can write her a full letter on the first page saying, Happy Mother's Day with the date, love you mom, sign your name. You can do a full letter or a short 2-sentence. You give her something in her favorite color. I also like to give a little sticker inside, a flower that you picked, and fold it on the inside. You can give her the gift of getting her thoughts organized with also remembering the thought of you. Next is a planner. I'm the queen of planners. I'm the queen of getting organized because I'm not an organized person. It especially inspires me when my planner is cute. And a lot of really attractive planners or glamorous planners are really expensive. I found this one on Amazon that's really affordable. It's something simple that she can use in her life because moms usually have a lot going on. Next is a beautiful pen. The pen that you have says a lot about you. There's a book I read called Bluefish. I'll have it linked below. The gentleman who wrote it said, if you have a pen that's super chewed up, it says what you think about the big things. So if you can't take care of the little things, people can't trust you with the big things. If you have a luxurious pen, it's so much more personalized. It's like reaching out for shampoo at the store. If there's a regular plain white bottle of shampoo, you'll think, okay, this will do. But then if you see another shampoo that's all about all the things that you need, it's got cute branding. One of my favorite colors is blue. If it's blue, then I'm more likely to reach for that shampoo than I am for the regular bottle. It's more relatable. It makes it feel more personalized. It's really ladylike. It really elevates what you do with that pen. It becomes your one and only pen and you don't go through pens and waste them. Found these on Amazon, are the brand that the president uses, past presidents have used, where if you see something like this, you'll say, okay, this will do. This is competent enough. But then if you see this, then you think, oh, this one has my name on it. This is another level of care and attention. Next is a to-do list pad. Every mom has 1,000 things to do. I have a ton of different to-do list pads. I have a weekly one. I have a habits and goals one. I have an actual planner, and then a mini legal pad. Each planner is for a different thing. It really helps you focus your goals based on what you want to do. Manage grocery lists, errands, chores, appointments, things with family, prioritizing spending quality time, and then also for yourself. It's a great self-care planner and also a daily things I need to focus on. It's not just 3 lines and a little agenda. This covers all your bases. Next is a diptyque candle. A lot of candles that are cheaper are typically really lovely, but they're more expensive in the long run because I end up purchasing more of them, where diptyque is very concentrated and you smell its scents right away. I have a couple of them. We always have some in the house for some reason. When I redecorate my house, I just bought a house. In every room, I'm gonna have a completely different diptyque candle and it will set a different theme, a different tone. Mom who definitely needs some self-care because she's taking care of everyone else. This is a wonderful gift to remind her to have some calm and serene to herself, just to get her in the mood and the atmosphere, being able to relax on her own or just make her feel good at home, because it really does change her environment. Next is a toile apron. If your mom is a person who likes to work out in the garden, go outside and garden, I mean, likes to cook at home, and she wears a lot of beautiful clothes, you want her to protect her clothes with a beautiful toile apron. This one I found from an Etsy small business, which is fabulous because they have so many other colors that are pastel, and it looks like a Dior apron, but you're not paying $800 for it, and it's also made by hand by someone. Next is a mini cocotte. If you don't know what a cocotte is, it's a little piece of crockery that is a serving dish with a cover. My husband got it for me when we first got married, and what you use it for is for serving or for anything you want because essentially it's a piece of Tupperware, or it's what you serve condiments in. I personally use it sometimes as a holder for all my tea. Sometimes I use it to actually serve mustard or condiments, or a little dish in itself because you can bake with it. Guideline is in etiquette. When you are serving a jar of jam, for example, you don't want to have the label. Grandmother-in-law calls a lesson in snobbery. If you have a really expensive brand of jam, you don't want to make people feel uncomfortable around how much you can afford. Put it in the cocotte so that you serve jam with their toast, and they simply appreciate the flavors of the jam, the contents of it. And next is an artisanal dish. I love collaborations on Anthropology with artisanal dishes because I love serving at home to my family, making home feel like more of a sanctuary, make your occasion of sitting and eating together more special. So if your mom is the hosting type, or if she's simply putting Chinese food on a plate to serve everyone and making sure that everybody gets served in a civilized manner, artisanal dishes are a gorgeous way to have a personal touch. So it's not just a boring white dish, say if my food is not that exciting all the time. Next is a cake stand. Cake stand is a literally elevated way to serve your food. You can not only store a cake on it, you can serve cupcakes, brownies, a bunch of candies that are wrapped, and it presents them in a more dramatic manner that makes your food look like it's in a vignette. Another thing that you can give mom is a pitcher. Pitchers have so many different personalities, different occasions that you can use them for. So if you're having a formal dinner, you can have a crystal pitcher that is really simple or really ornate for an outside occasion where she's hosting in the backyard. You can have a tumbler pitcher that is made of acrylic, so you're not worried about it falling, cracking everywhere. Or if you're having brunch at home, you can have a more casual pitcher. It all depends on your mom's style. You know who your mom is, I don't. Something that's overlooked a lot is the serving set. So sometimes people don't even have a serving set. They will just have a spoon and a fork that's regular size for dining, but they do not have a really out-of-the-box design of a serving set. So it could be a big fork, a big spoon, whatever it may be, depending on the type of serving that your mom likes to do, if she is that kind of person, or if she likes that more modern, sleek look. I'll have some linked below. Next is Aveline sparkling white wine. If your mom likes to drink champagne and you cannot afford Veuve Clicquot or Perignon, the story is champagne was originated obviously in Champagne by a monk in a monastery, but then the original sparkling white wine, the idea of it came from the Cotswolds in England by a gentleman who added sugar to the fermentation process, and that's what created the bubbles. That's how sparkling white wine was created, but not how champagne was created, which is a similar process if you tell me. Aveline is especially special because they have less sugar. You don't really have a hangover when you drink it. I'm not a person who likes to drink, but when I do drink, it's Aveline. I received a whole assortment set of it for last year's holiday, and we're still working through it. I have all the flavors, all the makes, and it's really lovely. It's certified organic, it's vegan. I'm not vegan. A lot of wine companies are not transparent with their process of how they make the wine because it's not illegal to not tell you the process. There's no food governing restrictions or no disclosure information that they have to give you. Aveline is very transparent about the process with not using animal products because there are animal intestines that are used to make wine. It's a really graphic process I'm not going to get into, but I really like this high quality, incredible wine. It's very smooth. It does all the things that wine can do, because it is wine, but a little bit better because you feel great after it. Next is Fortnum Mason sparkling tea. It's not like getting your mom Martinelli's, which is crazy loaded with sugar. You have to remember, sugar is legal, so people can use that drug however they want. Fortnum Mason sparkling tea is something I tried in England that is a little bit extra special because one, it's imported, it's from Britain, and also it's royal warranted. So this is literally where the royal family shops for all their groceries. They shut the whole store down on an off day, so when people aren't busy, when there's not a lot of traffic, foot traffic, or it's not typically open, so that they can do their shopping. Like the late queen, the people who do the cooking for her and the shopping for her, they're the ones who go and actually get Fortnum Mason food because they have food imported from all over the world. There's cheese from all over the world. There's Iberico ham from Spain. There's a little bit of something for everybody there. When you see Fortnum Mason on anything, like, you have to try it. It's so delicious. I highly suggest their rose biscuits. I love anything rose, including rose pujang tea. I'll have some linked below. They have all the sweets, all the savories that you could ever wish for, including teas. I had their afternoon tea there, and if you are not familiar with Fortnum Mason tea, they're world renowned for their tea. I'll have an assortment set below so that your mom can find out which flavor that she absolutely adores, so you can go back and get her the full version of that tea. Next is a niche book. If your mom is into a certain subject that she wants to get into, I personally love birds right now, so they're Kentucky birds that I have been seeing that are completely different from different parts of the world. I'll have that linked below, but if your mom is interested in a certain subject like gardening, cigars, I'll have that linked below. I have the whole almanac for all the cigars. Any type of subject, if it's a new language, you can get her a phrase book in that language. Books always tell a story when they're used too, so if you buy her a used book, it does not need to be a first edition. It's a little bit extra special also when the book is used, because it has the story of all the other previous owners, another story that the book tells. Next is an AirTag. If your mom has pets, if your mom has keys or a bag that she always loses, or if her pets are always outdoors, then an AirTag is a really underrated gift that I ended up using a lot, especially when traveling. So if she has a piece of luggage or something important that she needs to keep tabs of where it is at all times, but has a tendency to lose it, misplace it, genius gift. Next is a monogram mug. If your mom works in an office and people keep taking her mug, then you can have her giant initials on it so people don't touch it anymore, or a little something special that's her own, in case everyone in the family has all the same mugs, because we have some sets of mugs that are assorted that are a set of 6 mugs. They're all the same, but we don't know whose belongs to whom. If you have a mug that's monogrammed, then she will know this is mine, this is special, this is my new fabulous mug. She's gonna love it. A Yeti Tumbler is something that I personally had purchased for myself, but they also came out with a new version that is even larger. It comes with 2 large sizes, 30 ounce and 40 ounce, that are indestructible, hermetic, so if you turn it upside down with the lid on, the water does not spill. I have exhibited it on my vlogs. If you run the Yeti Tumbler over, it's indestructible. The paint is non-peel. It keeps your drinks hot, like my coffee. I've burnt my tongue many times, and then it keeps your cold drinks cold. So if your mom is on the go and she needs a drink with her, she needs a giant bottle of water without worrying about it spilling, or her coffee when she's driving, this is a gift. Next are dried flowers. Dried flowers are a gift from above, because if you can't afford a beautiful fresh bouquet, flowers can get really expensive. If you want her to cement the memory forever, get her dried flowers, and I'll have some linked below, several different bouquets that you can purchase that have the vase with them, because good etiquette is to not give the host more work. Any type of flowers not in a vase, so you want them to be in a vase so that they simply set them down. Dried flowers are also less work. You don't have to water them. You can simply place them in your office. They last forever. Next is an olive oil set. A lot of people have a tendency to cook with olive oil, so these 4 different flavors are infused with other flavors. Your mom can cook the same old recipe she used to do all the time. It tastes a little bit different. It gives it a little bit more interesting flair. She gets to try something new in her kitchen, and olive oil is like giving a bottle of wine. It's very, very, very personal. Next is a teapot. Tea is very, very different tasting when it's brewed properly in a teapot as opposed to straight fresh from the kettle. It gives you that mindful experience of sitting down, enjoying your tea, or enjoying the occasion with that other person. Next is a cooking utensil holder. I have that drawer that you open and it makes a lot of noise because it has all the utensils that you use, or the very specific ones for certain projects, or the ones that you do not use as much, but I prefer a cooking utensil holder for the utensils that I use regularly. It's a lovely, more polished way to present your kitchen. People forget that, oh, this is more utility. No form over function, no function over form. Have both. You can have the best of both worlds. The final thing is a hand soap and lotion dispenser. Mom does not want to have more chores that she has to go out and get something for the guests in case we're out of soap or lotion in the guest room. There are people who are gonna be in the kitchen and want to wash their hands. This just checks off another thing. Practical for her. I personally like when people purchase me useful things that I know I'm going to use. A gift can be absolutely anything as long as it's from the heart, and these come in a really chic style that there are 3 different types of hardware. The first is a gold brass color, then is a white one, then is a silver one. So depending on your mom's style, the hardware in her house, you can get her the one that suits her. Check out the links below for more gold on how to make your mother feel extra special on Mother's Day. Subscribe for more high quality living and elegant style. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.